Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги. А, Добрый день, заместитель министра по цифровой экономике и обществу Ньювин Ччиатхип. И добрый день, заместитель департамента цифрового развития Российской Федерации. Рад приветствовать вас на российско-тайском форуме, посвященном информационным технологиям. COVID-19 внес изменения в наши жизненные планы и в нашу повестку, сделав вопросы, связанные с IT, одним из самых главных. Меня зовут Георгий Микиберидзе, я генеральный директор АО «Росинфоком-Инвест» Института развития IT-экспорта. Я буду сегодня модерировать данную сессию вместо Андрея Самченко, который несколько дней назад заболел ковид и который должен был модерировать эту сессию. Поэтому выйдет, что даже в реальном времени ковид вносит изменения в наши планы. Несколько слов скажу про программу и что нас сегодня ждет. Откроет мероприятие заместитель министра по цифровой экономике и обществу Ньювин Ччиатхип и заместитель министра и заместитель руководителя департамента международного сотрудничества Андрей Живов. Максиму Викторовичу, заместителю министра, его в срочном порядке вызвали сегодня в правительство, поэтому он попросил выступить Андрея Живова. После этого слово будет передано доктору Натапону Нимафанчарину, президенту агентства, отвечающего за продвижение цифровой экономики Таиланда, который расскажет о приоритетах государственной политики в части информационных технологий. После этого будет моя презентация, посвященная цифровому развитию Российской Федерации и форматам сотрудничества, которые мы можем предложить нашим тайским коллегам. После этого мы подведем итоги общей сессии и начнем уже говорить про непосредственно технологии. Компании представят свои презентации, и мы услышим 11 технологичных топ-российских компаний, которые представят свои решения в области смарт-сити, цифровизации государственных услуг и решения для телеком-сегмента и для банков. И в заключение конференции мы услышим презентацию доктора Супакорна Ситхичая, посвященную цифровой долине Таиланда. Конференция обещает быть интересной. Я всех еще раз рад приветствовать сегодня на технологическом дне между Россией и Таиландом. Хочу пожелать всем плодотворного рабочего дня и давайте начнем. Your Excellency.
Good afternoon from Thailand. Your Excellency, Maxim Pashin, Deputy Minister of Ministry of Digital Development, Communication and Mass Media of the Russian Federation, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society of Thailand, I would like to express our congratulations on this auspicious occasion, which marks the first Russia-Thailand Technology Day in virtual meeting, which we would like to regard as the continuation of deep cooperation on the development of digital technology between the two countries. I also would like to offer our appreciation to the Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media of Russian Federation for organizing this virtual event. I have no doubt will be immensely successful. Needless to say, today's event illustrates more than ever before how important the consistent development of digital technology is for both Russia and Thailand, particularly amid the current challenge of COVID-19 pandemic that affects us both socially and economically. To embrace digitalization, Thailand has put in place a solid regulatory framework and policy to enhance digital infrastructure and innovation, facilitating digital trade and e-commerce, and strengthening cybersecurity It is my pleasure to share with you that the digital economy is taking shape in Thailand. With great strength, and digital transformation has accelerated throughout all the socio-economic sector. Nonetheless, we are aware that the economic situation all over the world is not yet free from immediate difficulties. We, therefore, strongly believe that a strong and proactive collaboration at the national and global level is not only desired but required, especially in promoting digital transformation and the use of digital technology to build the inclusive and resilient digital ecosystem. Regarding Russia and Thailand relation on digital development, especially the tie between our responsible ministry. We have always been great partners for many years. In 2019, the Ministry of Digital Development, Communication and Mass Media of Russia and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand hosted the Russia-Thai Business Forum in Bangkok. The event attracted over 250 participants from both countries. In the same year, the Forum on Digital Cooperation, organized by National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission of Thailand and the Ministry of Digital of Russia, was also successful, held in Bangkok. Both events has received great feedback from the participants, paving a way for both countries, digital technology and exchange and the world growth of digital trade. In closing, I would like once again to offer my sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Digital Development, Communication and Mass Media for this great opportunity for us to learn from the exchange with each other and the advancement of sophisticated digital technology. My appreciation also goes to all speakers, moderators, and participants for your contribution. I wish the event a great success and fruitful outcome toward strengthening of collaboration among public and private sector between both sides to develop the technology for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for such remarkable words. So let's continue. Just a small comment about the translation. In the below bar in Zoom, you can choose the translation, you can choose the language. You can switch to English or Russian, depending on your choice. So now I'd like to pass the word to Andrei Zhivov, who is the head of Department of International Relations and Ministry of Communication and Mass Media.
Thank you, Georgi. I hope you can hear me well. Dear Mr. Nevi Chuchait-Hip, dear Russian and Thai participants of the business mission, first of all, I'm deeply sorry to announce that His Excellency Mr. Maxim Parshin could not take part in today's conference due to the urgent governmental meeting. My name is Andrei Zhivov, as has already been told. I work as a Deputy Director of International Cooperation, and on his behalf, I am pleased to welcome you. I know that as in our country, so in yours, great attention is paid to the development of digital technologies and their implementation in all spheres of human life. Since 2016, Thailand has been implementing the Digital Economy and Society Development Plan. Russia has a similar document, the National Program Digital Economy of the Russian Federation. We support projects for the development and implementation of domestic digital projects, services, and platform solutions based on end-to-end digital technologies, including, for example, artificial intelligence, distributed registry technologies, Internet of Things, etc. Recognizing digital technology industry as one of national priorities, Russia has taken a course towards creating unprecedented conditions for IT companies. On June 23, 2020, President Vladimir Putin announced reduction of income tax from 20% to 3% and of insurance premium rates to 7.6% for IT companies. These support measures were developed jointly with the Russian IT companies, of course. As a result, in the nearest future, Russia will boast of having one of the most attractive jurisdictions for IT industry. Russian companies develop and actively implement information and communication solutions as in Russia as abroad. Russian IT industry features over 55,000 companies and over 500,000 specialists. Over the last 5 years, export of Russian software has doubled. We see great potential for joint work in a number of areas of the industry. First of all, we're talking about possibilities of implementing joint projects as a part of the process of digitalization of the economy. Russian companies have a full range of competitive ICT solutions and are ready to offer their competitive developments for the Thai market in particular. Advanced solutions for the areas of e-government, building smart systems, smart city systems, and strengthening network security. We see good opportunities for establishing interactions in the field of telecommunications, for example, in terms of the supply of telecommunication solutions for telecom operators, both directly and through the partners and local system aggregators. As His Excellency Mr. Nevi Chechait told, I would also note that interaction in these and other areas was discussed during the visit of Deputy Prime Minister Mr. Alexei Volin to the Kingdom of Thailand in September 2019, and the first Russian-Thai Forum on Digital Cooperation. During today's events, the companies of our countries will compare positions on already implemented projects, and we hope that they will outline promising areas for cooperation. I wish all participants a fruitful work. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrei. Thank you for your welcoming remarks. So I would like to pass the word to Dr. Natapon Namachetswarin, who is the head of the agency responsible for the digital promotion of Thailand, who will tell us about the priorities in the government policy in regards of IT technologies.
Hopefully you can hear me well. Dear Your Excellency, Maxims, and Your Excellency is the Nevins, and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me use the PowerPoint to present the Thailand ICT landscape and give you the overview of what is the situation in Thailand, and also include on the digital economy and societies. You will see on the first slide of the PowerPoint, this one is going to be the Thailand economy structure. The Thailand economy structure of Thailand, you will see on the left-hand side is the pyramid fingers that shows the agriculture sectors that would be the very large sector of Thailand. And also on the middle of the pyramid, you will see the small and medium-sized. It will be one of the huge markets because of the number of the small and medium-sized enterprises in Thailand. There are more than 3 million enterprises in Thailand, both of the formalized and non-formalized sectors in the small and medium-sized enterprises. On the top of the pyramid, mostly 90% is from the FDI or the foreign direct investments, including the Thailand enterprise, the Thai nationally enterprises, which include some of the joint venture companies. The between the JV of the Thai enterprise and the foreign companies. You will see on the finger shows the approximately 7 million households who are doing for the agriculture sectors. And also they have the number of the employment, approximately 12 millions of the people who are working on the agriculture sectors. That is maybe one of the opportunity for the Latin company who can help the agriculture sector, who can adopt the digital technology in the future, because I think this is one of the markets that are quite important to Thailand. Once again, when you get back to the small and medium-sized enterprises, that we got approximately 3 million enterprises, you will see that the contribution to the GDPs, there are only 35% of the number that contribute to the Thai GDPs. This is also one of the opportunity for the large enterprises who will be joined on the new digital economy, because the small and medium-sized enterprises, they are need a lot of the digital technology and innovation from abroad. On the bottom of the pyramid, the economy structure, it also shows the labor force that will be employed by the Thai enterprises and on the economic structures. And we will see that some of the peoples or the citizens in Thailand are becoming the aging societies. That will be one of the opportunity that we are looking forward for the collaborative projects and the new opportunity to help those aging society be a quality of life. This is a big picture of the Thailand economy structure. And during over the last 5 to 10 years, you will see that Thailand will be one of the ASEAN countries that get a lot of the opportunities in both of the mobility, in both of the technology developments, in both of the market development. On the next slide, you will see the ideas of what the Thai citizens are using on the digital technologies. The total population of Thailand, they are approximately almost 70 million people, as you know. And most of them, they got maybe 2 mobile phones. I mean, one of them gonna be the smart mobile phone right now. Another mobile phone, it may be analog. We found that why half is a smart mobile phone and another analog, because the number or the finger show the internet user is up to 48.5 or 48.6 million who are using the internet, both of the mostly from the mobile phones. And also on the last finger shows most of Thailand adopt the digital technology on the social media. More than 50 million people, or more than 75% of that. There will be a huge of the market that will be being bought into the agriculture sector and small and medium-sized enterprise in Thailand. On the next slide, it will be the situation of the digital industry in Thailand. Based on my agency, we have the surveys every year to see what's going on the digital industry in Thailand. You will see the finger show approximately 634,000 million Thai baht. It will be the value of the market of the digital industry. And we have converted into the Latin also. You will see the large number of the fingers is on the hardware and smart devices. There will be one that Thailand have been forecasted on the digital industry. Digital services now and have transformed themselves into the new sector or the new wave. The finger show growth more than 14% or 15% each year on the digital services. And half of them also from the FDI or the foreign direct investments, both from the mainland China and from the Americans. And I think there's a lot of the community in Latvia have a lot of the startup, and that will be one of the new opportunity to be invest in Thailand. For the indigenous sectors called the software that will be one of the big sector for the digital industries. And now they would like to see a new partner who can help the indigenous sector like the software into the high value added softwares. And the last of the sector called the digital content, which include the digital animations, include the big data analytics services, and also included games. And that 3 sectors have a lot of the opportunity because the number that show out over the last 2 or 3 years, they have growth more than 15% per year. Though 4 sector, it is what we call a new wave industry in Thailand. And I think it'll be a very big opportunity and a good opportunity for the Latin company for the future. The next slide shows what are the current situation on the digital infrastructure and including on the competitive index that have shown the figures that the Thailand have rising up in terms of a digital competitive index. The knowledge of the people still the same, but it's not a bad thing because we're trying to encourage our people or our citizens in terms of digital literacy. But one of the things called the technology, this include the infrastructure development, have pricing up from 27 into 22. I think the Thai governments and my country already be invest on a lot of the digital infrastructure, and that will be one that you can come and use all the infrastructure. For example, we got more than 27 thousands of the internet broadband across the country. I mean, for the internet broadband for the villages across the countries. And also we have the future readiness that have rising up from the 50s into the ranking of the 50 into the 45s. This finger shows the competitive development of Thailand, benchmarking to the ASEAN country. I think we are on the right track of the digital economy developments and the economy structure development. Also on the next slide, after then, I give you some of the digital promotion plan for the ideas of what have been doing over the past 2 or 3 years. We have 4 strategies that can take the Thailand moving forward for the digital economies and looking for the collaborative from the FDIs. The first thing that we prepare the Thai citizen that, as you know, or I mentioned earlier, that we got more than 69 million people who are working for Thailand economic development. We're trying to give them the literacy through the digital platforms. That we also, at the end of this year, I think we got to reach 30 millions of them who will adopt the digital technology for his or her life. And also we prepare for the professional skill that are trying to make a new graduate, and also for the student to know the digital technology in terms of the IoT, big data, artificial intelligence, or even those, including the softwares, all the things that we trying to reach approximately 500,000 guys at the end of the year, this year. And on the second strategy, we're trying to transform both of the indigenous sectors. As I mentioned earlier, the indigenous sector means agriculture sectors, manufacturing sector, trade and services sectors into a new sectors. I mean, who will be ready to move on with the digital technology. As the number of the small and medium-sized enterprises I mentioned on the first slide, you see the 3 million of them, both of the formalized and non-formalized enterprises. In the number of the formalized, there are approximately 500,000 of them, of those 3 million in the formalized enterprises. We found that at the end of this year, we got at least 25,000 of them who already be transformed into the industry 3.0 or 4.0 approximately. And that will help the Thailand to give the best practices to the others. I mean, the less of the 3 million of the small and medium-sized enterprises. I think if the Russian enterprise see this kind of the opportunity, and you can jump into this board, this will be one of the huge market of Thailand. And the third strategy, we're trying to empower the community for the digital future, I mean, to adopt the digital technologies. Also, the Thai government already invests on the infrastructure like internet broadband across the country, which don't include 24,700 villages across the country. And we think that will be the targeting of the Thai government to help those 24,700 villages who will adopt digital technology for his or her life. I mean, both of the commercial and non-commercial things. And the fourth strategy, we're trying to build up the digital innovations and ecosystem, include infrastructures. We're trying to use that ecosystem to be the marketplace for the foreigners. I mean, for the innovators and for the startup, why build up the smart city programs at the national programs? And we are already focused on the 7 smart city. For example, in the north of Thailand for the Chiang Mai city, and the south Thailand for the Phuket city, and the many more that already apply for the smart city. I think this one, the government is not seek for the government investment, but see for the collaborative to help the city can adopt the technology from both of the local technology and for the foreign technologies. And all of the promotion plan, I mean the digital promotion plan, will help Thailand to go on the new economy eras. I think this already passed on the cabinet and we implement and the plan is going to finish up on the end of this year. The mechanism of my agency that will help those plans to be achieved the goals. We build up the digital startup communities. When the Thailand build up the digital startup communities in this country, it might be similar to the Russia and to the other country. But at the main mechanism, we acting like the angel fund from the government who will own the equity of the digital startup. Based on the digital economy promotion agency, now we are already invest on the digital startup more than 100 startups who are potential to be listed for the unicorns in the future of this country. But there are more than 1,000 of the digital startups who are the member of my agency, who are waiting for the collaboratives of the innovative development, and also for the JV, joint venture with the other startup from abroad. And the thing that to rising up the digital startup in Thailand, we use them to be key driving force of the new economies because we're sending them to transform all the sectors in Thailand. As on the first slide, you will see a lot of the opportunity from the agriculture sector, manufacturing, trade and services, including the villages across the country. Those, they are need the digital technology. That's why we using them to be the mechanism and the driving force to transform all those, both of indigenous and the new sector of Thailand. And hopefully they will help the country reach the smart city in one way or another. All the things on those, what we show on this slide, we go along with the digital manpower developments, the beginning of literacy until the advanced programs in all the technology that we needed, and trying to reach to the 50,000 guy at the end of the years. The thing that what we have made to make more tangible things, the government give us the framework that you see the 4 elements of the framework to make this country be the friendly city for the startup and help this country to reach the smart city program. We're trying to build up the platforms by the private and the public sector who jump into this boat in Thailand. The build up the platform means we're trying to promote the venture capital funds, especially for the international venture capital fund who would like to operate the business in Thailand. And the government is represented by the DIPA or my agency will be acting like the angel investor. Because we see this risky state, we need to take care of them and help the investor and help the startup to join the party on the platform. And the less we are get the collaborative with the board of the investment, the law and the tax, the IP funds, who can reach the intellectual properties and run all the thing, all the services in Thailand smoothly. And we're trying to support in terms of the financial advisory and also trying to lead the market developments and also include sourcing or recruit the staff for all the investor and the startup. Build up the platforms is not very new to my country, but they are quite a little bit tough to run over the last 2 or 3 years, but we can achieve all the things and build up the platform perfectly this year. The second element, we're trying to build up the talents by the Thailand with the private sectors, build up the acceleration programs, for example, with the hubs or with the banking industry, because the acceleration programs is one of the most important things of this country to get the idea into the business aspect. We're trying to change the country by building up the design thinking programs to all the sectors, and also we get collaborative with the university for the incubations and with the private sector for the consultation programs. That will be the mechanism to build up the talent, especially for the digital sectors. But from the governments that give up the mandates is to get the collaborative with the abroad, especially for the 5G application. This one of the focus of the technology. Cloud innovation is one of things that the Thailand we got lack of the technology. I mean the deep technology, and we look forward for collaborative for that. And also we build up the IoT and innovation institutes because we saw the IoT is not only for the software, but include for the hardware and a lot of things that going to be happening in this country, including the big data as well. All the list of the third element called digital product and services design. These 8 or 9 fingers, it will be one watch that over country we focus on the technologies. And the last thing that Dr. Supakar, who going to present later on, is about the digital wallet. There will be one that we got to support of what happened on the platform, talents, and digital product and services side. But by the way, we think it's going to be the largest space of the Southeast Asia called the Thailand Digital Valley for the innovation space and for the prototype of the innovation thing or the, what we got to happen on the new technologies. On the next slide, you will see the part of the startup. Next, please. Next page. The next slide, you will see there will be some kind of the examples that we promote on the digital startup. The number of what I mentioned, approximately 100 startup in Thailand, is the local startup. And we trying to promote this kind of the startup in terms of the edutech, agri-tech, fintechs, or even those startup who using the blockchains and the delivery and the logistic technology to be the one of the unicorn of the regions. I think this, all the startup is the local startup and looking forward for the international collaborative projects. And when we promote the startup, we not only promote on those kind of the platform, but we're trying to see the life cycle of the startup. The angel funds or the programs that the DIPA have been helping the startup to reach the unicorn in the future, not only be the funding, but we go with them along the life cycle of the startup since the idea stage into the growth stage and for the international entry mode strategies. And one of the programs that to help the startup be reached those kind of thing, as we know that we need to build up over manpowers in this country. The program that we help those 69 million of the citizens we adopt the new technology. We not only do on the workforce, but we do since the beginning on the childhoods and the high school and occupational school, university, by bringing up the new technology through the coding programs and through the IoT program, artificial intelligence program. Then trying to help them to get the manpower based on a new economy needed. And also for the aging peoples, we also helping them after the retirement to get a new career, new lifestyle, and using the technology for the quality of life. You will see this is trying to be all the type of the citizens of Thailand. Since we have a choice, we got a lot of the number of the workforce, more than 30 million people who would like to learn on the technology. And we got a new generation who would try to see a new opportunity for the businesses. And I think there may be one that what the government have done on 2 or 3 years ago. And the next slide, we see the economy structure, maybe some of the examples. Once we send the digital startup to transform all the indigenous sectors, you will see what interesting is the rising number of the agriculture sector, manufacturing, including the small and medium-sized enterprise in both of the industrial sectors and the trade and services sector. They are enjoying to use the digital technologies because we see the number of the density based on the payments, the density based on the transactions on the digital and based on cloud, and we have the exponential growth of them. And enjoying the growth of the revenue of the startup if we found over the last 2 or 3 years. The next step, we see what we call the 100 startups that now the valuation of Thailand is up to almost 1,000 millions that what were already invest on the digital startup. And I think that will be the one of the important things if the Russian be considered to join up or helping us to develop the startup community in these countries. And also to helping them to reach the market. The DIBA over ministry trying to introduce a new things to this country called the digital mark. The digital mark is maybe the mark that will help the Thai citizen or the people to know what is the standard of the digital product and services. Because we are the developing country and we are very new on that. And we're trying to lead the standard of our country that all the hardware and all the software, what kind of the standard and in terms of the security things, in terms of the safety thing, and in terms of the functionality things, and we give that the standard mark into the enterprise and into the products who can bring up the product into this country and use that product to sell in the market. I think there will be one of the opportunity for the Thailand and the Russian to build up a kind of the standard together. And what is gonna be the standard we need to learn from you. And also from what I mentioned on the many slide, all the things that we trying to make that ecosystem happen because in the main goals of the country that we got more than 67, not only the 67 provinces, but we got more than the 70,000 villages across those provinces. We trying to helping them to get the livable and the quality of life, what we call namely the smart city program. The government not only make this kind of the program to changing them in terms of the infrastructure, but trying to helping them to living with a new era of the economy developments and to helping them to enjoy the life with the digital technology. For example, in Thailand, we have promoted more than 7 cities to be a smart city, like in the north of Thailand, Chiang Mai, and also Udon Thani, or even though South Thailand, like Phuket and Songkhla. Those cities, they have the needed of the technology in terms of the big data development, in terms of the technology that already need to use to helping them in terms of the smart economy, smart living, smart environments, smart energies, and including the smart governances. All the cities, they need to adopt the technology by one way or another to helping them to get a better of life and better of economy developments. And the mechanism that we drive the smart city, we not only one agency in this country to drive the smart city program, but we have the national committees and we got the collaborative with the ASEAN members to help us, to help each other to develop the criteria of the smart city. You will see this slide, we got a Deputy Prime Minister Kun Prawit, the chairman of the National Committee, and we got the Ministry of Digital, Ministry of Energy, and Ministry of Transportation. We join with the order of the more than 10 ministries who be involved on the smart city program. That means the smart city program that will be one of the huge thing and the huge of the opportunity for the investor and the innovator who would like to come and take the technology with them. In the area of the smart city, of course, that we divided the smart city into the new city and into the old city. I mean, the old city is an exiting city. Both of the new city, exiting city and the new city, we helping them to reach the smart in terms of the 7 areas that show on the slide. For example, the smart environment, smart energy, mobility is one of the what we needed. Smart economy, especially for the tourism and for the agriculture sector. Smart living for the citizen, for the safety, and also the smart people who can get in them to get new knowledge. By the plan, the 7 city that we make a prototype city for the smart city program, it not only those 7 cities we apply, but we got more than 40 cities now already apply for the smart city programs. And by 2022, we trying to look forward for across the country. There are 76 provinces, it up to 100 cities we apply for those smart city programs. What I show you this because we want that all the innovators and all the friends of mine be seeing the opportunity to help my country to get a new technology for the better of life. And the last thing that what I mentioned on the platform, that since we're trying to build up the platform, talents, and the technology we are forecasting. To make that happen, the government give up the area called the Thailand Digital Valley. This area will be located at the Special Economic Zone called the EEZ, Eastern Economic Zone. The EEZs that give up the land to develop, or the government give up the land to develop these 4 buildings. But the 4 buildings, what is the important to us, because this 4 buildings going to be the sandbox for the innovator, the sandbox for the startup and the investor to enjoy the markets in terms of the indigenous sectors, in terms of the population that we got on hand, enjoy in terms of the smart city program that this country launched to the country and be one of the national programs. The area of the digital valleys and all the detail, Dr. Supakor will mention to you later on. But now we got a lot of the partners and a lot of friends who are interested to jump into the boat, for example, from the American country, from the Europeans, and also including from the mainland China. This is just like a few numbers of them that will be jumped into the digital valleys. For example, the one of the mainland China's company already invest on the 5G applications technology on that. Okay, to make that happen, it will not to give you all to stand alone and give you all the good picture or the beautiful PowerPoint, but the government give you by the ecosystem development and support it and facilitate all the investor. For example, we give the tax reduction, the tax exemption, tax reduction for the local company and for the markets, and we got a tax exemption from the BOIs in up to 13 years for the digital valley or the one who would like invest at the EECs. And also we got the personal income tax flat rate for the investor who are enjoy working in Thailand. And also we got some of the market development program to help the investor to see the market more easily, and trying to get the supporting from the funding of the government to helping them to reach and to get the right man or the right guy to work together in terms of the business aspect, in terms of the business development. And those tax incentives, maybe I think that gonna be the one of the top thing benchmarking to the other ASEAN members. And you will see not only for the tax incentive, the government make the thing more easier for the investor, especially from the foreign investor, by providing smart visa programs. The smart visa program is quite similarly from Singapore, but we are divided into the 4 types of the people who will enjoy the ecosystem in Thailand. The one is smart visa for the startup. If the startup from abroad would like to enjoy the ecosystem in Thailand, we give them a 4 year to stay in Thailand. And the second type of the smart visa in for the investor, if you would like to take this kind of the opportunity and invest Thailand and run the business in Thailand, we give them the 4 year to staying in Thailand. You don't need to come and going back and come and going back for the previous thing that what have found in Thailand ecosystem. But now we change into the smart city and smart country by providing a smart visa. And the third is for the executives and for the entrepreneurs, including, and also for the staff with the executive and for the company who will come to Thailand. Though it will help the company and the investor and innovator who will come and enjoy the ecosystem and make the partnership in this country more easily than the past. I think that will be the thing that what I mentioned on the landscape of Thailand. And before I got finish up all thing, I would like to give you the idea that the overall economy have been growth. It not rapidly growth, but it strongly growth in the both of the infrastructure developments and the ecosystem development. And other thing that happen in this country, we are proudly to support all the innovator and investor from the last year. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for your really interesting speech that you have presented the digital startup mechanism, how it works in Thailand, and how you implemented the digital value and start the process of I would say inviting foreign companies with very, very good conditions. I even made a screenshot of the conditions that you presented so that to share it with my colleagues who are right now considering entering the countries, so that they would consider entering the Thailand as a opportunity with such conditions. So now actually it's my turn to make the speech. So I will make the presentation about the digital opportunities from Russia. So let me start the presentation. Okay. So a few words about, I would say, Russia achievements and some background of IT in Russia. Russia historically has a great technical school. There are more than 305 technical universities in the country and more than 924 research centers and more than 30,000 companies in the field of IT, which made it possible to achieve the following results. Russia is #1 in the world in terms of implementation AI into manufacturing. And we all understand that such implementation increases the economic efficiency of the enterprises, including state-owned enterprises. In 2018, Moscow took the first place in the world in the United Nations ranking among smart cities, which indicates the high quality of the provision of digital services to the citizens. Russia is #1 country in Europe by the number of CCTV cameras and, for example, #1 by car sharing. So it means that Russia is adopting different types of technologies very fast. And actually, in terms of, for example, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Russia is also among top countries in the world. Few words about Tech Global, the company that I'm representing. Tech Global was created by the government of Russian Federation, and the only shareholder that we have is the Ministry of Communication of Russian Federation. Tech Global could be one window to Russian IT technologies. Tech Global works with more than 120 high-tech providers that already sell their solutions in more than 140 countries globally. And what are these solutions? It's first of all, it's definitely smart city and e-government solutions. It's digital education. Among these are e-health, cybersecurity, definitely solutions, robotics, telecom, AI, and machine learning technologies. And some of the companies will present today these solutions. We have 5 pillars of our collaboration in terms of approach. First, we definitely give access to best-in-class technologies. Second, we can organize the consulting in terms of technology transfer, how these technologies can be localized, how can be transferred, and expertise will be transferred in full to the market. Another advantage is that we accept different forms of collaborations. It could be concession model, it could be private-public partnerships, it could be revenue sharing and other models. And we can provide funding and investment for such technology transfer. And definitely, last but not the least, is the education. In terms of technology transfer, definitely it will be required to organize the education for the local people, for technical specialists, so that they would obtain certain degree of the technology understanding. And we can provide this, so it could be like a 1, 2, 3 weeks courses, or it could be long-term academic courses. One of the areas where we can definitely collaborate is cybersecurity, where Russia has more than 25 years of experience. The global works with more than 30 vendors. Some of them you definitely know. It's Group IB or Kaspersky. And one of the most demanded service that we have is definitely Security Operations Center. And why it is the most demanded? Because it's really helped to protect the critical facilities from cyber attacks, which happen more and more frequently and becomes more and more damageable for private enterprises and definitely for the state. Another area of collaboration and example of the project that we work on is the projects dedicated to the post offices. We know that post offices is a loss-making enterprises globally, and it's really a pain point for the governments and for the ministries of IT globally, how to make them profitable. And here we can provide a solution that can increase the efficiency of the operations first, and second, to help generate new revenue streams for the post offices. And we already execute such kind of projects in several countries. Another example of the project that we can help execute, and we already actually work with these projects in many countries, and one of them, for example, is a neighboring country, Vietnam. It's a computer vision system. On one side, it helps to manage the traffic through the AI system. On the other side, it helps reduce the violence because it recognizes all abnormal activities on the streets. And on the other side, it increases the revenue for the governments, for the local authorities. And we have quite a good system, and we can provide it at a lower cost. So these are just a few examples of collaboration projects and formats. So let's talk, let's become friends, and let's implement joint digital projects. I think we have everything for it. Here is my contact details, and you can contact with me, my colleagues, and the companies that will follow my speech. So now I want to wrap up our session, first session, opening session, and let the projects and the companies to speak about the technologies they have created and they're ready to share with our Thai colleagues. And I pass the word to my colleague, Rinat Zakiev, who will be the moderator of the next session. And I want to thank His Excellency Nivin Chachakhatib that he joined the session today. I want to thank Dr. Natapon Charin, who presented the digital opportunities in Thailand. And I want also to thank Andrei Zhivov, who presented Russian approach of the Russian ICT Ministry. Thank you very much. Thank you that joined today. And now let the business speak and not business language.
Okay.
Renat?
Thank you, George. Thank you for your introduction. Thank you for your welcoming speech. Yes, I would like to have some notes before we will start our business session, presentation session. So today we will cover two main topics. So first one is smart city that help cities operate more efficiently, and now during COVID, COVID made cities even more smarter with all these services, with all these restrictions and interactions, digital interactions. So first topic is smart cities. We will have 5 leading Russian manufacturers, developers, and service providers. They will present their solutions. So for each presentation, we will have 10 minutes. I will have stopwatch and I will announce speakers before 1 minute left. So the second topic is infrastructure and telecommunication. It's the second crucial and important topic nowadays. So with the increase of network load, nowadays telecom companies are focusing on increasing efficiency, reliability. So telecom is super important. So we will we will have 5 Russian companies. So, and the closing session will be provided by my Thai colleagues. They will present Thailand Digital Valley. So it will be presented by Dr. Supakon Sitichai, Executive Vice President of Digital Economy Promotion Agency. So let's start. Let's move forward from opening session to presentation sessions. And today, our first speaker will be from the Russian company, Russian and international company, AxonSoft, one of the leaders of video survival systems and security solutions based on intelligent video analytics and AI. So please, Ryan, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, I see you. You're welcome to start this presentation session. You will have 10 minutes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Aaron, I'm not allowed to share the screen.
You're not allowed to share a screen. My colleagues will help you. So guys, can you make Ryan to present their presentation? Igor, will you be able to turn on this permission? Yep. Okay.
Is it all right now?
Yep, it's all right now.
Okay, guys, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ryan Ong from AxonSoft. So today I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our solution for the smart city of the futures, and also to share with you guys some studies, some case studies. So to get started, we would like to some facts about our company, AxonSoft. We have been on the market for more than 18 years, and we are global companies with more than 50 offices and we have a sales in more than 100 countries. Currently, we have more than 6,000 certified partners, and also we provide more than 2.5 million video channels in the world now. Our brand's DNA is VMS, integrated with AI technologies, and also our forensic search. ExxonSoft video management system also provides cloud solutions and various integrations capabilities with third-party software and third-party hardware. And in our customer base, as you can see, we almost covered all the industries and every verticals, such as retail, banking, and most importantly, we also covered a lot of smart cities projects. So first case studies today will be Smart City Moscow, Russia. So for this is our first and also the biggest smart city project. So in the beginning of the project, we only started with 5,000 CCTV cameras. And then it expanding until now is more than 250,000 CCTV in a single platform. And also we implemented almost everything of our latest technology, such as face recognition, license plate recognitions, AI analytics, behavior detections, and forensic search. And besides that, we also integrated with a lot of third-party hardware, for example, panic buttons, access control and parameter control for the critical government infrastructures, and etc. So this is our most successful project until now. So for the second one, we're talking about the Yangsan Safe Cities. Yangsan is a large city actually in South Korea. So if we have a population of about 300,000 people, and the land area will be about 485 square kilometers. So for these solutions, we offered a customized solution based on the ExxonNext video management system with forensic search. So the forensic search can be quickly find events based on the criteria. And we also offer time compressor to quickly find the events and without using the accelerator playback, and many more features in these projects. So there's more than 2,500 video cameras in 900 locations. So it also like over more than a lot of brands from the hardware, for example, Aircon Visions, Samsung, Hikvision, Ceilings, FlexWatch, and also Prop Digital from local Korea companies. And for this project, in order to maximize the performance of the servers, each of our servers can take up more than 200 channels. So for the next one is also from South Korea, Namyong Smart City. Basically, they are similar setup as Yangsan Smart City and using Exxon, but they are using ExxonNext Linux version. And with this picture, you can see we also handle more than 300 channels per server. So the next one is Penang Smart City in Malaysia. With AI analytics, face recognition, and LPR, the city security system of Penang City Council could detect illegal parking and the illegal dumping. So besides that, we also deploy a traffic monitoring systems to assist in daily traffic analysis. Reducing the crimes and traffic management enhancement are the part of the primary objective for these pending smart cities. Alongside with pending smart cities, we have several smart cities projects in Malaysia as well, such as Langkawi Islands, cities in Johor, and city in Sabah in East Malaysia. The next one, this is Ulaanbaatar Smart City. This is a very unique smart city case references we want to share. For this project, we are working together with Mongolian Police Department and to protect Mongolian streets and routes. So for this Ulaanbaatar, as a capital, they have a lot of crime rate. increase in the area. So we implemented these projects and with Aircon vision panoramic cameras at the streets. And also we install mobile LPR cameras on the police patrol car. So that police can actively do finding the blacklisted vehicles and proactively to fight the crime. Next one is a Krakow Smart Cities. Krakow is the second largest city and one of the oldest cities in Poland. So in this project, we have around 700 cameras, which has a different brands. For example, Axis, Avigilon, Hikvision, Nexus, Dahua, and Hikvision as well. So for these 700 projects, it will be help security operator to meet the unique challenges that occur due to the size of the city and its population density. The project comprises a highly integrated smart city systems focused around a large-scale CCTV installation that helps the police to do their daily works. Up next, we also have several projects in UAE. This is one of the example from Sharjah Smart Cities. So the end user is Sharjah Police. In these solutions, we mainly focus on the general surveillance with failover, or we call it high availabilities. And also we're working with video analytics, forensic search, MPR, or we call license plate recognition, and also the face recognitions. Besides that, we also have some projects in China. This is one of the example. For Shanghai Transportation Bureau, Axon Intellect is selected after 2 years long of the proof of concept in the actual site. And this project is mainly to monitor all the highway and also monitor all the toll gates. So for the phase 1, we already implemented more than 500 channels in the Shanghai cities. And the phase 2 will be increased much more. And we also have a similar setup in Taipei, Taiwan. We're also working with the Freeway Bureau. For this project, it's mainly to monitor the elevated highway monitorings. So we're using the license plate technologies and also cooperate with the local companies, and we can issue the summons for all those traffic violations. And we also have more than another 240 smart city projects at different stages of implementations. So this is AxonSoft. If you have any further question, please contact us for further communication. Thank you.
Ryan, it looks very impressive. So nice presentation. Thank you for your cases. Yes, let's go further. The company called Symmetra. Christian.
Yeah, hello, good morning or
Morning.
evening.
Yeah, company focusing on innovative approach for transport, traffic planning and modeling. So, Christian, please.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me to this conference. I would like to present you our solution for transport planning and adaptive real-time traffic flow models in the field of intelligent transport system, ITS. Okay, so our company, shortly about our company, we are a company situated in Russia, about 50 specialists in the field of transport planning and IT, working for almost 15 years in several projects, not only in Russia, but as well in other countries. And yeah, of course, we are working quite a lot here in Russia. I've got the most experience working with city administrations in field of transport planning, but as well in Moscow in transport management. Our last very big milestone was national transport model of the Russian Federation for the Ministry of Transport, which allows them to make forecasts of traffic flows, of freight flows over all of Russia, to make a forecast of technical economic forecast for big projects like bridges, for example, you know, the bridge to the Sakhalin Peninsula island. So that's a tool which allows to make forecasts. Beside this transport planning tasks, which are dealing, we have a division with IT solutions, from which I would like to present later our own software product, Written Cube. But as well, we are dealing with research in the transport questions, and we have software, German software, which we are localizing, promoting and selling in Russia for transport modeling. German world leader in the transport modeling, and we are processing and analyzing transport data. Short overview of our project models, which we already have done. So you can see we're working all over Russia and not other Russian-speaking countries, but we are now expanding as well to other regions. So we have already some real projects done in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Dubai. But coming back to the product which I would like to present to you, it's called Written, Real-Time Integrated Transport Modeling, Management and Measurement. The basic idea is to have a transport model which is based on GIS technology. So it's a graph, it's a possibility to make a routing. And on the base of this transport model, we are offering different possibilities to make forecasts, to make traffic management. On this unified transport database, which is cross-platform, has a possibility of cross-platform access, so it's just accessing through the browser, and it's a tool which can use parallelly decision makers, which don't need the deep functionalities like might need use the engineers for making decisions and to make a change, for example, traffic light plans. This product, Written Cube, has four main directions. First of this direction model is the called rolling stock dispatch and monitoring module. Though that's the possibility to monitor your traffic, your fleet. Second tool is a traffic flow modeling module. So that allows you to make a forecast of traffic situation, of traffic flows all over your whole network based on a transport model. Third model is a GIS model. So it's just like an online GIS system, which allows you to, for example, to show the results of a transport master plan, some sustainable urban master plan of a city, to show the results, to show over the year what will happen to the network next years, what kind of measurements are offered in the transport master plan. And last model which we are offering in our system Written is the situational center and dynamic transport model. So that's actually the a real traffic management control center where you can get information online and make some decisions about traffic light, about detectors, about variable signs, how to manage current traffic situation. All that is integrated in one system or one platform and one interface. So if you are ordering all these models, you can actually switch between them and switch between several levels of access. So if you're an engineer or just a decision maker. How does the traffic control system works at all? So we actually have 3 steps. It's data collection, data processing, and traffic management. So actually we are collecting online data about incidents, accidents, for example. We are collecting data from detectors, from sensors about volume, traffic volume and speeds. We are getting information from traffic controllers about the phases, current signal plans, and we can get input from telematic devices like tracks and so on. All this information get aggregated and prepared for online calculating on the transport models in the GIS. So we have a network model with a demand model for every period of the day and day of the week and months. And taking all this information together, we can make a real-time forecast of the traffic situation for speed and volume, and make a prediction for the next up to 1 hour. So on this prediction, you can make your decisions and your management of the mobility right now in this moment, for routing, for information, for network traffic. And all this get as output and for traffic management in traffic controllers, back to telematic devices or for applications and on wearable information science. So how it looks like, so it's a web interface, as I said, with a GIS editor, so you can just edit network, you can import, export to shape files, make a visualization of the data and diagrams and just tables in a scheme. And you can see the traffic forecast, which is calculated for several periods. Online database, we will have an access to this database. This database can be situated at your server or on our server, and this data will be processed on the fly, and you can get some reports, for example, for every day about the traffic situation, about some parameters, what happens to this day. What kind of use cases we already have sold. So of course we have sold quite a big part to the city of Moscow. There's a situation center in Moscow, so-called ZOT, and they are using our technologies for traffic forecasts, for traffic management and dispatching of their fleet of Parkonis, and for example, for monitoring all taxis. But not only in Moscow, we have implemented the software as well in other cities like Chelyabinsk for the situation center to manage the traffic lights. It's a city of 1 million or 1.5 million inhabitants in the middle of Russia. And we have quite a lot of solutions from the Digital Transport Master Plan in Kazakhstan and Krasnodar and Nizhny. How looks like this model? Digital Master Plan, though, that's in the city of Orenburg. So you have actually the possibility to do a timeline, and you can show what will happen in the next 2 years, what will be the efforts which you have to implement, and how much will it cost, and which changes will be happen on the network, which are recommended in the Transport Master Plan for a couple of years. All this information can be displayed in 3D or 2D, and there's a possibility to change the information, to change the data, or to have just access as a decision maker to just look, you have an overview. Transport modeling model is very well integrated with the famous software of transport modeling PTV from the German company, which we are selling here in Russia. So you can import, export to this specialized software for transport modeling, but actually you can do some rough calculations and transport modeling stuff in the written software directly. So in the web platform, so actually you can graph, you can edit the graph. The results will look like that. So it's quite similar to if you are using transport planning software. You have this information about the volume. That's a bit the adaptive dynamic transport flow model from written, which is making this prediction for the transport situation at the current situation. You can have a look on that later if you like on the PDF, which I will provide. And that's interface of the model control centers, situational center, with the example from Chelyabinsk, with all traffic lights are implemented, and you have always an overview what is happening to your traffic lights, if they are working, not working, to the detectors, if they are working, not working, if the public transport is working, if they have delays and so on. So it's like a management platform. Yeah, that's all from my side. We would be very proud to implement this technology as well to you. Of course, it's possible to translate and so on. Thank you very much. Good day. Welcome my contacts.
Thanks, Chris. Yep. Thank you.
Very much.
All right, let's go ahead. But before, I would like to remind that we do have a group chat. If you do have questions or like suggestions, just use this chat to reach the speaker or reach the audience. And as usual, we will upload all presentation to the website. Please, please find the link. So here's it. So they will be uploaded soon. All right, let's go ahead. The next speaker, Oleg Garbunov. He will present Geoscan company, leading Russian company that manufactures unmanned aerial systems and develops software for them. Please, Oleg, go ahead. Your turn.
Yeah, hello everybody. Hello, dear participants, dear excellencies, Russian and Thai participants. Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this very interesting and great event, and this opportunity to present our technologies. We are a group of companies that is providing and manufacturing UAV solutions. And also we are providing the software that's helping to create digital 3D models in automated mode. Our company is more than 10 years in the sector of UAVs. We've done a lot of the projects, so we are providing not only selling the solutions, but we also providing the services. And today I will show you how we can integrate into the different type of the economic sectors, and on the example of the construction, and how can we be useful in this sector. So in our time, UAV could be used in different type of the areas, and it's very useful in the gas and oil sector, in environment, in agriculture, mining, and in smart cities. And one of the very interesting sector is this construction, as here we can do them very useful monitoring of the objects and understand all the situation in the area and control and manage all that. So on what is our technology based? First of all, we are using, of course, our self-manufactured UAVs. It could be aircraft or it could be quadrocopter with different types of payload. It could be photo, video, infrared, LiDAR, or multispectral cameras. And also we have a special solution as the magnetometer for the geologic survey. Second step of our technology is using of the software that help us to do the post-processing with the data received from the UAV and your informational system that gives you opportunity to measure every parameter that you need in your works. And of course, we have a platform with help of what you can do report analytics and different types of the measurements, and gives opportunity to reach the different types of the data on the site and do any kinds of works on the long distance from the area of wars. So our base fleet is looks like this. It's different types of the UAVs. It's fixed wing drones, like just kind of 101 or 201, that flying on electric engine, and it's flying absolutely autonomous with our autopilot. A little fixed wing drone could fly up to 1 hour, and his older brother 201 could fly up to 3 hours. They are integrated with high resolution cameras and professional geodetic receiver, and we could reach data with high resolution, like 3 centimeter per pixel, and can create the 3D models. Also, we have a quadrocopter or multi-rotor solutions like JOSCON 4.1, our base quadrocopter, on what we can place different types of payload like high resolution cameras, gyrostabilized video or infrared cameras, and also different types of special solution like LIDAR, like magnetometer, etc. So it could fly up to 1 hour and can fly in very difficult conditions, like in a city with high-rise structures and in open pits and mines. A few words about our software. Agisoft MetaShape was discovered in 2007, and from that times it's on the leading position in software that helping to create 3D models in automatic mode. So it's exporting in more than 140 countries in the world, and this is our self-made software, and helping to receive different types of the data, like 3D models, clouds of points, or photo images with high resolution, and digital elevation model, digital terrain model that you can integrate in your system, like geoportals, like your informational system, etc. So this is the few features like what we can do with our software, and I want to highlight a few of it. So you can do the photogrammetric triangulation with this. You can work with the multispectral images. We have another open code, and you could create a different type of yourself scripts on the Python language. You can use it for creation of the digital elevation model for different types of works that you have on your objects. You can do the measurements like in real life. You can measure distance, areas, volumes, everything that you can measure in real life, you can do here. And also, of course, you can create the georeferenced orthophoto images. So, and now a few words about our platform that gives you opportunity to collaborate different types of the data and control the situation, like as I mentioned before, on example of the construction. And here you can collaborate 3D CMs and other kinds of data that platform makes clear. So how it works, we are collaborate different types of the data from the satellites, from the drones, from the classical geodetics types of the works, LIDAR or another kind of the technique. We collect it on the platform, and platform in automatic mode collaborate it, and we can see it on the platform, and we can do different types of analytics with using of the tools of platform. Here we can do the measurements, provide analytics, and get some kinds of automatic made reports after the we collaborate different types of information here. So it's very useful. That's how it looks like from the side. So we can see the high resolution of the images, and with our platform we can measure distance, we can measure areas, we can measure heights or volumes. What Skyzers use for our clients, it's the monitoring of the jobs progress, so we can measure different information and understand how everything is going on your objects and control the situation. Second, what you can receive is a new land survey approach. So you can get HD land survey for the whole site in maximum 24 hours, as we can reach the object, do the surveying, create the 3D model very fast, and then upload it on a platform, and client will see the absolutely new information and calculate the balance and other statistic for himself. And also you can collaborate your different sectors of the person who are working on you across the site, because the platform could be online and everybody can reach the newest information and understand how everything is going, control the process of the construction or another processes that you can control with our platform. Here the example, how can you combine different types of the data, so it could be engineer schemes and the orthophoto images, and by collaboration of this information can understand how it works goes well or not, whereas the could be error in the construction, and fix it in a very soon time. On our platform, we can provide the reports on the time, because you are if you will mark some time lapse, and you can automatically understand what was the change, how was the change, and how fast the work are going, and many other interesting information that you need to analyze, to understand, and to keep in mind. Here will be a few our cases with our clients, how we save their budgets. And first case is Analytic and Construction, one of the leading construction company get our services. And after the 24 hours we get into the place, we made the model, and then we collaborated with the different subcontractors, whom one of subcontractor constructing the pumping station, and another construction a trench. And by collaborate our information, we understood that there's a difference between them, and that building error could avoid the losses some kind of $250,000. So after the 24 hours, we understood that there's an error, and we fix it, and so our customer saved his budget. Next case is that one of the company welcome us to do the inventory management of the stockpile. So after we've done our work, the client understood that inventory goes 6 times faster and 10 times more accurate with our measurements. And on the 40%, they speed up the month end reporting. So he integrated in his systems. And last case is about one leading mining company in Russia hired our platform to support physical inventory of the materials. And we, after analyze of the open open storage, we understood that difference between the information that subcontractor gives to our clients was on 75,000 tons of materials, and that's the cost of this difference between our information was something like $425,000. So client decided to review his business process related to stock plan and inventory management. So here is the good case for using our platform. A little bit about the company. As I mentioned before, we are more than 10 years in the sector. We are providing equipment and software, and we also provide the services. So we've got huge experience in the few directions, like survey of the linear objects like roads and power lines, etc. We are doing aeromagnetic surveying with our special solution to find the different type of on the ground deposit like golds, diamonds, etc. And also we are a lot of working with the entertainment sector with our show of drones. We have a few records, world records. We've done the largest UAV surveying project with 25,000 square kilometers and created a 3D model of one of the Russian districts. We are national leaders in Russia, and also we've done a hugest show of drones in the world in last September with 2,189 drones at the same time in the sky of St. Petersburg. We also done a hugest project with geologistic survey for the 12,000 linear kilometers here in Russia. So we are quite we have a lot of experience in this sector. We're also proud of our factory, as we are self-made product. We have a huge factory in St. Petersburg where we're manufacturing our drones and developing our software. We have more than 5,000 square meters area of our factory and teams. Now this is more than 300 employees with higher education and working in 15 directions. So and a little bit about our client that we are working already with. That is the government sector. Of course, we're working with our government and with different governments all around the world. Like we've done the project for Republic of Serbia. Our fleet is flying in Vietnam. And also we are working with the toppest company in the world. We have partnership with the Sony company. We're working with leading top 3 companies, gas and oil sector like Gazprom, Saudi Aramco, etc. Also, we are working with the transport company like Russian railroads, and with, of course, with the toppest company in mining sector like Ma'aden in Saudi, and biggest diamond research company, Alrosa in Russia. One of interesting sector is entertainment and events. Here, as I mentioned before, we're providing our drone show. We are the top 3 company who can provide hugest drone show in the world, with in one line with the Intel company. And also our software using in different types of the sectors like game and cinema. And as I mentioned before, it's 240 countries. And from the Japan to the Hollywood, many companies are using our software to create realistic 3D models. Our basic formula for working in a new region, as we are...
Alex, sorry to interrupt you. We have
okay,
requirements, so like a time. Yes, please wrap up.
Okay. Just a few steps to integrate our system in the region. We see a lot of opportunities in the Asian region, so we would like to show our possibilities in Thailand and become the supplier, become the services supplier in the region. So here's our contacts. Please don't hesitate to ask me any interesting questions and reach us through our very good partner, Global Techs. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, Thank you, Oleg. Yes, please, speakers. In order not to interrupt you, I use chat. Personally, I write to you about time. Please pay attention on chat, please, during the presentation. All right, we're a bit late, no problem. Let's go further. Company called Prote, Anna. The company is one of the Russian leading providers of IT solution for smart cities, working all around the world. Anna, do you hear me? Oh yeah, I see you.
Hi.
Yes, please go ahead. Don't forget about time. Pay attention on chat. Yes, your table. Thank you.
Yeah, just a second. Here. I'm Anna from Prote, as was said before. I'm very glad to be here today to present our solutions, and I hope it will be interesting for you. First of all, I would like to say a few words about our company. Prote is an international telecommunication vendor that was founded in 2002. Nowadays, it's quite a big company with more than 400 employees. One of our main advantages is a full manufacturing cycle of hardware and software development. We have numbers of large-scale projects in B2B and B2G sectors for customers like Ministry of Emergency of Russian Federation, Ministry of Defense, Gazprom, Russian Railways, and we supply our hardware and software to 35 countries all over the world. You can also see the geography of our supplies here on the slide. Nowadays, we have several product lines, such as solutions for the government sector or product line with hardware and software for call centers and dispatch centers. Today, we'll focus on a product line for government sector that was developed in the last 10 years. During this time, we supplied a lot of safety and secure systems for various duty dispatcher services, government structures, and commercial companies. This experience helped us to create a unique platform with various functions that is easy to use and support. Our platform allows to create a safe city that is a part of smart city concept. And as you can see, it has a set of important benefits such as life safety improvement, transport system optimization, and the last but not the least, life quality improvement. Even though a lot of cities have various control and monitoring systems, this doesn't solve all the security problems. For example, most parts of the control and monitoring system have issues with integration. Our clients frequently ask to combine their existing software with another one. Our solution has no problem with that because we use open source protocols, which allows us to integrate with any third-party systems. As was mentioned before, our integrational analytical service platform that we use for the smart city allows to create a safe city without a hard way of development from scratch. It's a complete solution with a model architecture consisting of various subsystems. This solution has a lot of benefits for users. They can control all the signals from sensors and devices using an interactive map in one window. Also, we have developed a decision support system for operators that helps to reduce the response time. It will be useful in emergency situations such as tsunami or earthquake. So let's talk a bit closer about the platform components. First of all, it's an emergency duty dispatcher service platform or call center. It's an all-inclusive solution for emergency services that allows to automate the work of all on-duty crews. As was mentioned, operators can work using one window principle, which makes it easier to monitor the situation. And for sure, we have functions that are required in any call center, call recording and integration with the Geoinformational Subsystem, GIS. Let's look closer to this GIS. Like all other subsystems, it has great importance and allows operators to see any objects on an interactive map with addresses or geographic coordinates. It may be cameras, cars, sensors, or potentially dangerous objects, for example, hazardous substances storage. This interactive map allows to find cameras with video analytics in the dangerous areas and access video from this GIS directly. A few words about video subsystem. Our solution covers both sides. It may be simple video surveillance with IP cameras from any vendors, or it may be a more interesting option with analytics. We have various analytic algorithms that may help to avoid an incident. As an example of analytics script, let's review the situation with an earthquake. If it starts, alarm signal from camera will be sent to call center together with information about the place and time of the incident. The operator can enable a public warning alert system to inform people in the area. So let's get to the public system alert. This component of the notification and public warning subsystem have a fast, easy, and flexible deployment. But also we can use existing equipment on the side of on the side. We also integrate public warning with GIS and with external monitoring systems that allow us to use it more efficiently. Nowadays, notifications may be sent in different ways, like voice messages, text, or phone call. In critical situation, people in the area should get information any way possible. Other components of our platform, environmental monitoring subsystem. This subsystem is effective when we're talking about territories or water with high level of pollution. I'm sorry about that. This system collects signals from all the meteorological, chemical, and hydrological sensors and then analyzes it. If the values are higher than set limits, the system sends information to the operator about the place and time to avoid dangerous situations. At the same time, we can collect data from the centers to create analytic status and predict the situations. You can also use it with a video analytics subsystem using the script called illegal garbage dumping, for example. A couple words about our transport security subsystem solution. It combines features from the GIS and the video analytics subsystem, but also you can view the route of on-duty cruise card and use this information to inform citizens about the estimated time of arrival of help services, for example. In the end, one more time, it's on the smart part of our clients. As you can see, there are a lot of mobile operators and government structures using our project. That's all for today. Thank you for your time. I was really happy to join this conference. So thank you.
Thanks, Anna. All right. The last speaker for the Smart City block will be Denis Muravyov, company Good One. So the technologies for a wireless data transmission for the IoT, Internet of Things use cases. Please, Denis, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much, Rinat. Hello, everybody.
Time. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
So I represent a Russian company called Good One. We are now building a global LP1 coverage, which allows to use radio channel to connect different things to the internet. The whole world knows Russian scientists, and I was lucky to work in a team with the greatest experts in the field of radio communications. It so happens that our R&D team has over 20 years of similar experience. At first, these were space communication systems, then the creation of wireless security systems that are used all over ex-USSR countries. Right now, it's approximately 11,000 of base stations across Russia, and maybe 1.5 billion of devices are online every day in this network. But now we are working on a technology that allows you to send via radio channel in unlicensed frequency band a crystal clear signal up to tens or even in some cases 100 kilometers from a small battery, and device could work up to 10 years and even more. And such networks are called LP1. It's an acronym for low power wide area network. There are a lot of technologies that are used in the world that relate to communication systems for the Internet of Things. In our opinion, the term Internet of Things was popularized by cell operators because the number of smartphones on the planet has exceeded the number of people, and the subscribers are over to whom to sell further SIM cards. How it would be great to attach a small cell phone to everything, because there are much more things than people around you. And according to various forecasts, cell operators were supposed to occupy up to 90% of the market. However, this didn't happen. And I now think that we will not be able to occupy more than half of this market. The predictions of Gartner, Forrester, and others also didn't come true. They promised that this year there will already be billions of devices of things connected to the internet, but we have not even come close to these promised figures, mainly due to technological or financial constraints. Much can be done using the technologies of cell operators, but it's quite expensive. And there are a huge number of cases where the LP1 is the only working solution, considering this limitation. In overall, the market is growing, so the Internet of Things and technology for connecting smart cities and other things can be an excellent opportunity for a Russian-Thailand partnership in this area. So we were not the first who entered this market. We carefully studied the solutions that are already being sold and used. Some of them have several advantages, some have disadvantages or limitations. And we set ourselves an ambitious task of making the perfect, I would say, ideal technology for connecting things to the internet. That's why, by the way, our trademark connect and combined two words, good and one. It's not all out of the blue. 20 years of experience has allowed us to make a solution that is far ahead of our competitors. Many problems we just haven't faced yet, which was already solved by us 10 years ago, like, for example, roaming in radio network. And we developed and patented technology for dynamic encoding of device address in our network, which made it possible to bring security in transmission of information to a fundamentally new level by using end-to-end encryption, and at the same time solve the problem of roaming. There are no other LP1 technologies in the world with a similar level of security, but we understand that the future lies with open technologies, so we are completely open our protocol to other market participants. In Russia now it's a national standard, which called OpenUNB. And last year we won IT Awards 2020 together with Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology in Moscow, and won nomination for technological leadership and smart things made in Russia. We try to rethink the tasks in which our sensors are used, and wherever possible, we try to reinvent the new way of solving the task and refuse the down channel for management of devices. This improves the cost and efficiency of our devices. We understand that it's common for users, they want to have a back channel, but in most cases it's not really needed. A one-way channel is largely underestimated. And we have chosen for ourselves the blue ocean strategy and developing the devices designed for supermass applications, which are needed in almost all sectors of economy. But today we are talking about solutions for smart cities, and you can see the general idea on this slide, which sensors can be used in a modern city. So it could be various sensors for ecology, temperature, humidity, air quality. sensors for monitoring the status of various equipment, measuring current, voltage, etc. Sensors that allows you to monitor the state of urban infrastructure, like water level, like opening covers of sewer wells, or opening electrical or low current cabinets. Let me show you some examples in photos from completed projects, because like we say in Russia, it's better to see once than hear 100 times. So our smart sensors right now are used in Russia and in some other countries, in Europe, in Asia, and ex-USSR republics like Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Belarus, Uzbekistan, and much others countries. Here you can see the network gateway, which is installed on the roof somewhere at the high building around the cities. For example, for organized fully Moscow coverage, only 40 network gateway were installed on the roofs. And basically, the network here devices in city area approximately in 10 kilometers range. And for rural areas, it's approximately up to 50 kilometers range and could be even more. The record now is 735 kilometers. And don't forget that everything is worked from a battery, and it's autonomous devices that are used up to 5 or even 10 years. So here you can see the alarm sensor for opening of manhole covers, which are used in Moscow in different districts. The second photo is a sensor which allows you to measure the inclination angle of power line pillar. And the last one is a sensor that monitors the fullness level in percentage of garbage bin. It's actually, I think, best in the class solution, because it allows you to fully track what's happening with the garbage, what time should be car arrive to collect this garbage, and you have full statistics about what's happening with the garbage container. Next is a sensor that measures water level. It's also installed in different wells across Moscow, for example, or in Kazakhstan, in Astana and Almaty, and in many other cities, and track the water level using a special pipe with the pressure made by water when the water goes up. And the second is a sensor monitoring for logical state of electric contact. It could be used everywhere. It's so-called dry contact of electricity. Next is a sensor combining two different applications for measuring temperature and air humidity. And on this photo is an example that it's used inside fridge. The fridge itself is a metal object, so practically no one technology could send a signal from inside this fridge to the network gateway. But for our technology, it's possible. And right now in Moscow, we have different distance of such sensors working. Some cases are up to 10 kilometers from inside the fridge, or from inside the ordinary building, it's up to 75 kilometers. And the last one is a mini meteo station, which allows you to track all stinky gases, which are the most important thing, that it's fully autonomic. So it's work from battery up to 2 years, and you could install it practically everywhere, because you don't need anything to connect. It uses wireless communication channel and fully autonomous electricity power. And the last slide, it's the sensors for air quality measurement. It combines temperature, humidity, CO2, and walk sensor. It's smart metering, and there are a lot of applications for using combining of Bluetooth and LP1 technology in one device. It's location and activity tracker, so-called smart helmets or smart trackets. We are using it in different construction objects, for example, for construction yards, for underground, metro station, and etc. It's different radio buttons, and movement sensor, like we use in ordinary life in guarding system for our offices, but it's fully wireless and could work up to 5 years. And the last one is smart seal for oil barrel, which send the signal when the seal is broken. And it could be made in different bodies, so it could be different applications for electronic seals, and it's quite popular in the Russian market right now. So that's all for me. I try to stay brief. Thank you very much for attention. If you are interested, please feel free to contact our company. And that's all for me.
Thank you, Denis. All right. With a positive note, let's go and move forward to the second block. It's infrastructure and telecommunication. We're a little bit late of time, so all right. Today in Moscow, super gloomy and rainy day. Last snow has finally melted. It's around 5 degrees. So, and I want our Thai colleagues to know that Russia misses Thailand, suns, ocean, Tom Yam and Tohakun. So that is why with this lack of vitamin D, let's go ahead with the second block of presentation. We will start with the UserGate company. Ivan Chernov. UserGate is one of the leading solutions for network security protection, including one of the best firewall software. Ivan, are you here?
Yes. Hello.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, everything is okay. I hope that my microphone works good. And
perfect.
Okay, thank you. So today I'm in Voronezh in a business trip. So I hold a meeting in a hotel room, and I hope that the internet connection will be stable. So I tried to share my presentation, and I hope everything is okay. So thank you very much, dear colleagues. Today I want to introduce our company. It's called UserGate, and we provide the same name solutions. They also called UserGate, and it's all-in-one security solution for large and medium-sized business. So we spoke today about some modern technologies, about smart cities, about difficult networks, some interesting things. And today I will say a few words about security, because our systems can be attacked by some hacker groups. They can make some difficulties with connections between each other. So we, our company, give you a solution how to solve this problem. UserGate, yes, is a leading Russian hardware and software developer in the field of information security. Our company founded in 2001 in Novosibirsk. It's middle of Russia. It's Siberia. It's very cold city. But now we have two additional branches, one in Moscow and one in Khabarovsk. So I try to fit in time and no wasting of time. Our solution you can use in 3 ways. First of all, is hardware appliance. We have 8 modules for different types and sizes of your local network. We select the placement based on your number of computers, number of users, throughput, and other conditions also fit. The next way, second, is a virtual appliance. So if you have a virtual infrastructure with some systems like VMware, Hyper-V, or maybe open source system like OpenStack or KVM, you can place our solution in this virtual infrastructure. The third way is using in cloud solutions. So it's a very proper way in modern world. We support such systems like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. Also, we support our Russian cloud systems like Yandex, like Mail Cloud. But today we talk about international systems. So it will be Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. Our solution classified as UTM, Unified Threat Management, all in one security for your network. We have such main features like next generation firewall, advanced threat protection, intrusion prevention, intrusion detection system, mail security, content filtering, and other. So in my presentation, you tell about some features which help protect your business, your systems, and I will tell about some cases how to use it in some networks. So our solution used in different areas of activity depends.
Ivan, sorry to stop you. Probably it's just me, but I can't see your presentation. Please check. So maybe you're not in demonstration mode.
Okay, let's try again.
I see just user gate logo. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So, I need to turn some slides because I had a photo of our office and you didn't see that. This is our office in Novosibirsk. Okay. It's our hardware appliances. As I said before, we have 8 models of platform. You can use, depends on your system, on your network. This is our functionality. I'm so sorry, I didn't see that my slides are not worked. We are here on this slide. As I said, our solution used in different areas of activity. Depends on cases and tasks. For example, enterprises, branches, or retail use security connection between different sites, between shops, something like this, to make an access from branches to head office for some inner resources, such as ERP systems, CRM systems, and other system you hold inside your network. As for government or business, the main goals are protecting network perimeter, traffic control, like not to allow your users visit a YouTube or social network during the work, and of course, proxy service. For data centers, the most important thing is providing high availability. So we have a cluster system to resolve this problem and protect data centers from intrusions. And as I promised, I will spend a lot of time on cases. And today we talk about telecommunication industry. And first of all, it's case called a safe internet, of course. We suggest our equipment for internet service providers, telecommunication providers and others for solve a really big problem. A lot of unacceptable content, especially for our children. We provide our solution to make the internet more secure for our users. Our EasyGate proxy will filter all requests from clients, no matter where, from home PCs, smartphones, tablets, to internet, and block some requests according to security policy. For example, telecommunication providers can offer a service for parents who want to protect their child. Another way, blocking some dangerous resources according to government rules. For example, in Russia, we have some blacklist that are committed by a government, which resources should be blocked. It's about a weapon, it's about some suicide resources, about poisons, and of course it's very dangerous resource, and we block these resources in our country. Another case is providing resistance to external attacks from hacker groups to destabilize our systems, to break connections, communication system. It's necessary to protect critical systems from different ransomware and some malware activity. And we provide our product Usergate Intrusion Prevention System, IPS. It can detect attacks on your infrastructure, block them, and give you detailed information about it. IP addresses, types of attack, type of malware, and some additional information to investigate every case and protect yourself in future. And the third case, it's a very popular in modern world model. It's model security as a service. Because small and medium entrepreneurs also are under attack, but they can't hold a lot of cybersecurity infrastructure because it's expensive, it needs a special stuff. As we know, business must do business. So there's a solution: make a service provider in the country, which will be a center of expertise for small, medium entrepreneurs, which will provide security as a service with small monthly payments. It's very promising direction all over the world. If we can use the internet as a service, why should we buy a lot of hardware and equipment to protect this? We provide an ability for service providers to solve this problem and became a service provider to provide a security as a service. Yes. And yes, it's so. It's about our awards. Some phrases. We have a lot of awards in Russia and international awards. On this slide, I will show you our international awards. Is SA magazine. It's a magazine from USA. They competed a lot of famous brands of information security, and we had won best UTM security solution for 2020 SC awards, and it's very good award for us. Thank you for your listening. If you will have a question, you can ask and I will answer by email or maybe another way of communication. Thank you.
Thanks, Ivan. All right, don't forget about chat, so you can ask question there. So I got some questions personally, so I tried to answer them. But you can send questions to everyone. Let's go further. Did the presentation from company T8 is the leading Russian manufacturer of wavelength division multiplexing solutions. And Dmitry, yeah, Dmitry is here. Yes, please, Dmitry, your turn. Please present T8.
Yes. Hello to everyone. Is it clear? You can hear me?
Yes, but we can hear you, but can't see your presentation yet.
Okay. I'm turning screen demonstration. Turning on.
While you're turning screen demonstration, so I would like to announce that we will upload the recording of this session to our YouTube channel, and you will be able to find the link on the website below. Please find the website I mentioned earlier in the chat. All right. Yeah, we still can't see your presentation. You're still turning on the demonstration mode.
Demonstration mode. It's turned on. Now you cannot see it.
Let me. No. I can see your blurry background, but can't see your presentation yet.
Okay, what should I do?
I will. Okay. Alt-S, попробуйте нажать Alt-S.
Alt-Desk.
Alt-S. Alt и S английское.
Alt-S, да.
Нету? Не работает?
Alt-S.
Так, ну бывает
Так,
такое.
а у вас есть моя презентация? Может, ее запустите?
Да, так. Так, давайте сделаем следующим образом, чтобы я запустил правильную презентацию. Вот, можете мне ее скинуть в чат? Во, запустил.
Есть, да?
Да, вот Игорь запустил презентацию. Это вот, окей, ваша, да, Дмитрий Спинов.
Telecommunication equipment for optical communication networks. You can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Right.
Today. Okay. Let me introduce this company. Company named T8. It's the largest telecommunication equipment manufacturer in Russia, founded in 2004. And up to now, it's already more than 80,000 kilometers of optical fibers equipped with the DWDM equipment. What is it? What is this equipment? This is a multiplex special high-tech equipment which allows to transmit over one fiber many channels, more than 100 channels. Speeds with speeds up to 600 gigabit per second in one wavelength or in one channel. We already installed, we already set up 3 world records for data transmission. I will describe later a little bit. What we do, our main competencies are research and development in optical physics, manufacturing DWDM equipment, equipment installation, and servicing these systems. All our product portfolio can be divided roughly in 3 sectors. Telecom equipment, which includes DWDM Volga fiber channel encryption. Second sector components, which we use for our own needs for building these systems. And security system called Dunai. We set up 3 world records. What is the most important in transmission lines? It is reliability, distance, and speed. In these areas, we achieved very good results and set up 3 records. One of them is providing with one span transmission more than 500 kilometers with huge capacity 1 terabit per second. Another, we connect Moscow with Novosibirsk. You know that it is very distant from Moscow city, more than 4,000 kilometers away, with very good parameters. And third record, it is a transmission over 520 kilometers without regeneration. It is very helpful for distant rural areas where it is very difficult to service line to provide the electrical power, even just to reach such places. What is Volga? Volga, as you know, it is the largest Russian river, very powerful. So the same our equipment, we want to provide you with very high capacity transmission data with high speed and reliability. Depending on your tasks, you can choose from more than 70 blocks with different signal speeds from 100 megabit per second up to 600 gigabit per second, and now even 800 gigabit per second. And this equipment can solve different tasks. Where it can be used, anywhere. It is backbone networks, large data centers, for example, in banks, metro networks within a city, because now huge amounts of data have to be transmitted all the time. New generation networks, for example, 5G. Of course, 5G is impossible without DWDM equipment because of huge capacities of data. A line wavelength solution, when you can use, when you can enlarge capacity of your already installed in premises old equipment. So today I would like to present you such task providing with the connection rural areas in Russia. Large many territories there are rural areas. So what we do, we provided telecommunication without any service, without changing signal to from optical to electrical and vice versa, to distance up to 520 kilometers. Main challenges is a big distance over mountains or deserts where it is difficult to get. So we have to work without any service, without electrical power. And you can see what provided such a system, what made possible this challenge reached, solved. All different kinds of amplifiers and other equipment, special fiber with ultra low loss. So this task was solved. I already mentioned that one of our production is channel encryption in fiber. So it is very important to have trusted equipment for every state. It is clear. So we can provide you with the platform hardware without any software made by other companies, by other countries. So you can install your own algorithm. It's good because you have no backdoors, no second keys. It is trusted equipment, and this network becomes yours. Next, quite interesting system with artificial intelligence, distributed acoustic sensors. If you have some long perimeters, tens of kilometers, 70 kilometers, 100 kilometers, it can be state borders or pipes, oil pipes, or railroads, after road, etc. You can install the just optical fiber and with one module serve up to 70 or even 100 kilometers of this way to hear what's going on there, to recognize human steps, car moving or heavy vehicle operation, drilling, etc. So artificial intelligence system, this module Dunai can do this work for you, can tell you exactly what's going on this in a specific point of your border. Our production is covered by international European certificates, so we're ready to supply it abroad, and we have such experience. Many customers in our portfolio, Gazprom, Sberbank, we provided broadcasting of Sochi Olympic Games in 2014 because main equipment foreign vendor was attacked in the beginning of the game. So all this load of operation or broadcasting was taken by T8 equipment, and it worked very good, very well till the very end of these games. Thank you very much. In case you have any question, please let me know. You can write in chat. I will connect with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dmitry,
for your attention.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go to the next presentation. Please welcome Alexandra Yartseva, a worldwide known company called Innovari. They're focusing on network routing and virtualization solutions for service providers, operators, and data centers. Please, Alexandra, your turn.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to
wake up a little bit. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Make us wake up a little bit. So
right. Okay, I'll try that. So my name is Alexandra, and I work for a company called NFware, and NFware, we build next generation network virtualization solutions. So I heard the previous speakers, and they presented some brilliant technologies for smart cities and for digital transformation. And this sounds really exciting. The problem I wanted to talk to you about is that when we think about implementation of the digital solutions and the new technologies, we also need to think how operators will support that upcoming tech. Do they have the needed network capacity? Because the traffic that we expect in the next few years with this upcoming tech will be 3 or 5 times bigger than we have today. So in Asia Pacific region is now 200 zettabytes per second. And you just can imagine what the volume of traffic will be with the smart cities, all these sensors, and etc. So we thought about that problem, and I'm happy to introduce you NFware. So we build the fastest virtualization technology that allows operators to build flexible and efficient networks. We build a software that works on standard x86 servers on a very unified and very standard hardware that can provide high performance and process large amount of traffic and provide flexibility and scalability. So the networks can be efficient and scalable. So we built our company 5 years ago, and since then we proved that the technology is efficient for our customers. And I want to talk about what it really gives operators, what the technology can provide you. So the first thing is the hardware utilization. So when your network is built of the solutions that are high performance, you just need less hardware and less capacity in the data center, less space in the data center, and it leads to less cost of ownership of the network and the hardware and the network. So on this slide, you see the comparison with other companies. Those are real companies and well-known leading companies in our field. And when you compare the virtual solutions, you can see that NFware exceeds the possible performance in comparison with others. So the first is the cost of ownership in hardware. And the second is flexibility and scalability that NFware and technologies can provide. So with the software, you don't need to over-provision network capacity in advance. You just need to deploy software on standard servers and scale it when you need it. When the traffic is growing, when you deploy a new digital services, when you expand the, I don't know, like smart cities utilities, you just need to scale the software, and this can be done in days, not months. So how we did that, how we build the high performance solution and scalable solution for telecom operators. We built a technology that we called NFware multi-core stack. It allows us to fast process network packets and smart hardware utilization. The technology is a fundamental architectural solution that is inside every product that NFware offers. And it is basically an approach to the architecture of network solutions that allows us to use, to make the most out of standard servers by parallelizing traffic processing across multiple cores, and that allows that we can ensure and guarantee the best possible performance on the standard servers. So based on that technology, we built two commercially proven solutions. One is a carrier-grade NATs and firewall. This is the product for telecom operators and service providers. It helps to solve the problem of IPv4 addresses that exist worldwide in every country. And another product is virtual load balancer. This is more for enterprises, for data centers. It allows to reduce the load on network infrastructure by balancing the traffic among several servers. So the two solutions have the same DNA, which is high performance and scalability. We are proud to have different customers across the world. We have customer footprint in the US, in Europe, and Russia, and in some places in Asia. We have made a successful POC in Thailand, and would be happy to help Thailand companies to deploy and implement NFware technology. The biggest customer that we have right now has deployed NFware for 3.8 terabits per second. And this is the countrywide deployment, and they use NFware on just fewer servers to cover the whole country. And we also work with middle-sized and small-sized operators, because like everyone appreciate the ability to scale up on business needs. And here are the top 3 use cases for your consideration where we can help. Number 1 is if you have a high throughput and a high loaded networks. For that case, we can provide an efficiency and cost reduction, because you can use less hardware resources without technology. The second case is fast-growing companies and fast-growing projects. So if you start from the ground up with the new digital service and new implementation, you can install Anywhere on just small amount of traffic and then scale it when the project and when the company grows. And the third use case is distributed networks or edge computing or 5G. Because when it comes to 5G, the network virtualization, what we are doing actually is the must. And this is a standard for 5G. And if you need to ensure the smallest latency, you need to build your network distributed so it has so it is closer to customers and closer to devices. So because Anywhere can work with any standard server, so unified hardware, it can be implemented on the very small deployments or large deployments, depending on your needs. So that's, I wanted to say that we are trying to transform networks to be more flexible, cost efficient, and reliable. And this is a must thing for 5G, for the future of smart cities and digital economy. And we will be happy to cooperate with Thailand companies and discuss how we can help. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thanks, Alexandra. Thanks for your presentation. Right. Let's go to the next speaker. Marina Ionova, company called IT Global. Company provides cloud and IT services and products worldwide. Please.
Yes, that's right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Let me share
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you, but can't see your
but
presentation
can
yet.
see my presentation. Yes, I'm in the process. Let me please. Yep. Start. Okay. Well, hello. I have some issues with that. Well, can you see my presentation now, guys?
No.
Let's wait several seconds. I suppose everything should be okay. No? You can see it.
I can see you, but not your presentation. Oh, up, yep, it's coming up. Up,
Yeah,
right.
great.
Okay.
Now, well, hello, colleagues. Thank you for, and Tech Global, of course, for this opportunity to perform at this event. My name is Marina. I represent the itglobal.com group of companies, the global IT products and services provider. Today, I want to show you a tool that can be used to get new revenue stream from ES market. My presentation is about how telcos can start as ES provider. And let's start from a very short story of itglobal.com. Sorry. Yeah, here is it. We started our business 12 years ago as first cloud service provider and VMware service provider in Russia. And now we are an international group of companies with several points of presence within best data centers in each location: the Netherlands, USA, Russia, two former members of USSR, Belarus and Kazakhstan, and soon we are launching Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And there are more locations in the roadmap for this year, and LATAM, for example, coming soon as well. What we do, we help telecom companies to monetize their current B2B customer base and attract new customers to ES solution, which they can sell under their own brand with our whole backend and 24/7 support. Well, why ES? According to Statista's research department, by 2022, the global public cloud services market is expected to reach 362.3 billion US dollars. And we believe that if you are a telecom company or maybe a service provider, for example, you can definitely apply for your piece of this cake. And itglobal.com experience shows that telcos are extremely well positioned to offer cloud services to their customers. Telecom companies already have objectively long-term trusting relationships with B2B customers, an excellent connectivity infrastructure, and strong IT and sales skill set. So with all this on board, it is really possible to take a place among the players of EAS market, and itglobal.com offers its own cloud business solution to enter this market. Well, let's look. Sorry, well, how this product looks like. This solution is a ready-made business instrument that available via our white label program. And depending on who your typical client are, the product can be a click and buy cloud platform for your website to serve B2C and SMB customers, or a platform that sells B2B services to enterprise with help of your sales team. itglobal.com provides all the installation and branding and full infrastructure for customers. We can see here there's cloud servers, networks, managed services, developer tools, and 24/7 supports, and such modern things like Kubernetes as a service and one-click applications for cloud servers are coming soon, so they will be available in this platform as well. And the start for the partner is easy and fast. It takes only 2-3 weeks to implement the solution on the partner's domain. And the platform supports both prepayment and post-payment models, because there are different variants while working with different type of clients. And there are technical ability to integrate with different payment gateways and billing systems such as PayPal, Stripe, and so on. And partners who get this platform are available to resell resources from all our existing locations. I already mentioned that there are 5 of them, and Kuala Lumpur will be 6 soon. And all the new appearing locations became available in this platform too. And here you can see that there is a list of different operating systems also available for the end customer. Sorry. Let's look at a couple of public partner cases. First one on this graph, blue line is one of 10 largest Russian telecom companies, ER Telecom, a Russian federal internet service provider with 56 cities of coverage and 7 million B2C and more than 200 B2B customers. And their tasks were probably similar to every telecom business. They wanted to expand their portfolio with new services and to increase the income from the B2B customers. And this ability to launch their own EAS business seemed very appealing to our telecom, and itglobal.com was chosen as a reliable experience partner with a high-end infrastructure and 24/7 support service. The installation was done in a month, and cloud services became available to our telecom customers. After less than 1 year, we can see that ER Telecom managed to increase their sales turnover by 30,000 US dollars per month, attract new amount of new customers, and improve their loyalty of the existing client base. The second line, the orange one, is shorter, but not the last. It is also one of the top 10 largest providers in Russia with 10,000 B2B and 40,000 B2C customers. Vega also got a full training course for both sales and technical teams for deeper understanding of EAS market in general and our product specifics as well. And furthermore, to improve their results, Vega introduced several new positions in their sales team, pre-sales manager team, and fully optimized internal training processes. As we can see on the graph, the perspective of the cloud compute direction is already evident here for both partners and for all our partners as well. All they have a steady growth in indicators, and we are not going to stop. We are looking forward to double these two partners' volumes till the end of 2021. So how the income is distributed? We use a shared revenue payment model with the entire itglobal.com on the back end with its platform and hardware. Partner gets 30% of revenue from each payment. There is an unique ability to invest in partner's own home data center to get his own hardware and get the product, the itglobal.com product on his domain. And then the revenue already hires to 70%. So in both of these cases, as you can see, marketing and promotion stays on the partner's side. And within this white label program, partner gets the panel on his website, on his domain, with an ability to resell cloud computing resources from all our existing locations. And if the partner invests in his own location, all partners in our ecosystem get an ability to resell his resources as well. So you can just imagine that's an interesting opportunity when you can sell your resources, for example, situated here in Asia, for the customers somewhere in Latam, for example, without any additional effort. I think that's an interesting opportunity. All in this variant, both partners get their 30% revenue. So I think that's a rather high margin and rather unique product on this market. Well, I have just such a short presentation, so you should know that itglobal.com has now this white label projects, not in Russia only, but in Israel, in Brazil, in Africa, in Georgia, and several opportunities in some other countries and in Europe as well. And we are happy to invite you to join our partnership network and take your part in EAS market and try yourself as EAS service provider under your brand, make your name on this market with the support of our expertise, of course. So thank you for your attention. If this opportunity looks like what you were thinking of, what you were dreaming of, please contact me. We will arrange a workshop with a deeper dive into our solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marina, for the nice presentation. And the last but not least, company you already heard, Prote. In this section, they will present their telecom infrastructural solution for 5G, etc. and it will be presented by Daria.
Hello, colleagues. So
Yeah.
the girls are at the end of the conference, right?
Yeah. Girls rock.
Yeah.
Okay, we can see you, but can't see your presentation.
Yes, 1 second. That's what I'm trying to do. And now, better?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, as Rinat has introduced me, my name is Daria and I represent Pertay company again today. And I'm honored and thankful to have a chance to speak at this virtual conference dedicated to Russia-Thailand Technology Day. And I would like to represent to your attention private LTE or dedicated core network construction for industries and the IoT sector. The first question that arises is why I also think about private LTE construction. The thing is that the largest growing segment in the nearest perspective, corporate automation for industry and IoT sector, requires dedicated network resources, having different needs and requirements for frequencies, handovers, and for sure a number of automated subscribers, I mean non-human managed devices, will exceed the number of traditional subscribers rather soon. Besides, in some cases, the traffic source, a factory, a conveyor, production capacities are located in places where there is no reason to build traditional telecom infrastructure. Different IoT and industry verticals have different needs and requirements. And all these tasks can be solved by construction of dedicated core network. World trends confirm the findings. Industry leaders such as Qualcomm estimate that capitalizing on the expanding private LTE market will be worth over $31 billion next year. New terms introduced such as campus network, campus area network, dedicated core network, and others, meaning the network or network segment specially built or tailored for corporate customer or specific technological areas. And finally, vendors unveiled special product lines for the same. For example, here you can see the logos of Newcrest or Rio Tinto, which are leading mining companies, or Okada, which develops robotics and automation system for online retailers. Many examples. Private LTE may cover the need of the fourth industrial revolution, which we are now facing globally, with its automation of traditional manufacturing, IoT with its robotics, safe smart cities with its sensors, trackers, conveyors, mission critical services. Dedicated core networks will be also useful to solve non-trivial tasks such as to provide a covering for crowded territories and objects, for example, airports, stadiums. Nowadays, more and more often we need the diagrams for private LTE topology examples for campus networks and for dedicated core networks. So the world leaders of the telecom industry have been driving in this direction for a long time already. When we talk about dedicated core network construction, the second question that arises is how to divide areas of responsibility and functions between the carrier, the operator, and private LTE company. So functionality split is rather simple here. The operator, and here I would rather correct the name of the operator and call it carrier. Provides internet access, external communication, communication outside the site, national and international roaming, connectivity between the sites. Meanwhile, private LTE company will take care only about business communications and user data services and data feeding to various industry-specific platforms. Frequencies still belong to the carrier, to the operator. And for private LTE network company, it can be treated as an MVNO-like model. In order to avoid battles for spectrum, the government of the countries allocate radio spectrum for industry-related projects specifically to improve harmonization and spectrum utilization. Unlicensed frequencies ranges are already allocated for industry purposes in different countries, different countries. Relations between the carrier and private LTE network company may be also different. Sometimes it's just MVNO creation based on existing radio network and even core network nodes. And this case, we will not direct our attention to this case now. Some companies prefer to build, to operate radio network part as well. And in this case, the company have to purchase network equipment, provide data, rooms, electricity, connectivity, perform integration with industrial automation system, and further on, own it and maintain it. Or there is always another option, to rent network on CaaS model, network as a service, and pay monthly fee for renting network infrastructure from the MNO. Depending upon what special tasks private LTE network will perform and on what branch of industry it is dedicated, corresponding services are required. So basic voice and messaging and data, or specific services like CCTV, mission critical push to talk, automated vehicles, tracking, device management, and so on. Such solutions as mission critical push to talk for efficient group communications with voice and video calling support may be implemented with fast resource allocation at the radio part and with traffic prioritization support easily. There are many scenarios where private LTE network construction can be useful for oil and gas enterprises, such as security, telemetry, CCTV, automated vehicles, tracking, and other reasons. And we are now came to the third important question. What technological solutions are required to construct private LTE network? The construction is based on three pillars: network core, operation support systems, and maybe value-adding services, and business support systems for online accounting and connectivity management platform, allowing to know everything about connected devices. Protei is ready to offer all this and much more. Having successful experience working on international markets during more than 18 years already, we are ready to realize a turnkey project or supply components to realize private LTE network construction projects in Thailand, as well as we did in many other countries globally. Thank you so much for your attention. Please feel free to contact me at any time, and have a good day.
Thanks, Daria. Yeah, we almost in time. So we late for 15 minutes, just for 15 minutes. It's super cool. And unfortunately, with all my desire, with all our desire into global, we can't like able to present all our portfolio vendors presentations, since we do have more than 150 companies in our portfolio list. That is why we collected some interesting solutions today. And I remember that you will be able to find all presentations in the website. And you will be able to find the video recorded today on our YouTube channel. So here is our web site, tech.global, and just in case, here is my corporate email. So just don't hesitate to write me and ask about some presentations, solutions, and suggestions. Please, let's go to the last presentation. I would like to give the table to my colleague from Vietnam, Dr. Supakarn Sidichai. He will present Thailand Digital Valley concept, and he's the Executive Vice President of Digital Economy Promotion Agency. Please, Doctor, your turn with your final presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, colleagues in Russia and also friends from Thailand, government and private sectors. Thanks for the introduction. I'm representing Digital Economy Promotion Agency, or DIPA, from Thailand, and I'm gonna be giving you an overview of Thailand Digital Valley. So I trust that you have heard from my CEO earlier about the digital economy landscape Thailand. So now I'd like to focus on one particular project in the eastern part of Thailand called Eastern Economic Corridor. So this region is situated right on the coastline of the Gulf of Thailand, and basically it's a special economic zone, promoted by the government to be the gateway to the ASEAN mainland countries and China and India, from the sea via multimodal linkages and free trade areas. So within this area, I would like to focus on one particular project, which is ASEAN Digital Hub in the on the coastline of on Chonburi province, which is about half an hour drive from Pattaya. So I trust that most of you know the city of Pattaya, the beach city, seaside town. So in this area, it's surrounded by many industrial hubs, including automotive, food industry, agriculture, also healthcare and robotics industry, and it's also connected to the 3 major airports in Thailand by high-speed train network. So, and within this area, the government is invested in this complex called Thailand Digital Valley. It can be easily accessible, by road, rail, and also, not far from the airport. And this picture, the project so far has 2 buildings have already been completed, and we are on the way to finish the remaining 3 in the next couple of years. And the purpose of this Thailand Digital Valley is to strengthen partnerships with the private sector, academic, and also government sectors, and also to provide this ecosystem, for the startups from around the world, and also to provide support to digital product development and design. And we are working with large tech companies as well as startups from around the world. The government is invested $120 million on the basic infrastructures. This is excluding the technology and equipment. So we, DEPA, as the host of this project, we are working with many partners to provide this ecosystem and to welcome investors and interested parties from around the world, including friends from Russia. So I already mentioned that it has 5 buildings here situated on the land of 12 acres and the space of 86,000 square meters. And I'd like to go into the details of each of the buildings. The first building, TDV1, is already completed and in operation. It is a branch of DEPA's office in the eastern part of Thailand. Also provides a one-stop service for smart visa application and also privileges and co-working space. And it also houses about 30 startups in this building. The next building is our flagship building. It's called Startup Knowledge Exchange Center. It provides, basically is a center of the community of this development, where it has hotel rooms, also community space, restaurants and shops and gym. So, once the project is completed, this will be the center of the community. And the third building, which is the largest building in the complex of 40,000 square meters, it has 3 zones. The first zone is the maker space zone, where it will house the biggest 3D printing technology to provide life-size printing capability, for prototyping, and also spaces for office and conference room. Zone B, which is a technology zone, including innovation centers on 5G application, big data, AI, and also hardware and smart devices. And the last zone, in zone C, it provides spaces for startups, including meeting rooms, also the co-working space and business center. The next building, TDV4, is the edutainment complex, where it will provide spaces for e-sport arena, drone racing, robot fighting, and also AR, VR arena. So this will be like a learning space, for the surrounding communities and also for families come on the weekends to learn about technologies. And the last building provides support for startups which are ready to go to the international market. So it will have a consultation service, legal service, and also support for mentoring and also acceleration center. So far, we have we are right at the middle of the project timeline, and we have completed first building, and the second building is on the way to be opened in June this year, and the remaining 3 buildings will be completed by 2024. So in this area, the government is offering incentives for businesses who will be operating from this location, including tax exemption both corporate and personal tax, and also to provide regulatory sandboxes, for developing new innovation and testing new technologies. And also, of course, we have services to provide visas for foreign partners who come to work in the area. So, so this basically this is like fully funded by the government. So it shows the commitment of Thai government to provide and drive this digital industry forward. And we look forward to welcome you. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Sadichai. Thanks for your overview. I hope to see one day all your endeavors, DEPA's endeavors back in Thailand. Hope to get there soon. Sunny Thailand. Miss it. Okay, we're just right in time. So you're finished earlier. Thank you. Yes, we did a good job today. So as scientifically proven that any efficient presentation session can be longer than 2 hours. So just almost 2 hours. Thank you, everyone. I would like to welcome and say thanks to all participants again. And please be noted that we do have, I will resend it again, I will forward it to the chat. We do have the events official website. So here is it, once again. Oh, just give me a sec. You will be able to find all presentation there. All right, if you will have questions, suggestions, hesitations, like probably some visions you would like to share, so don't scared to write me down to my email or connect my colleagues. You will be able to find our common email address on our website, tech.global. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us today, for participating today. Thanks all speakers. Thank you again, Dr. Sidichai. Thanks for your overview. Hope to see you soon. Hope to get to Thailand. Yep, it's spring. It's almost summer in Russia, so we have to wait a little bit. And yeah, would like to wish all the best to everyone, and would like to wrap up today's session. And thanks again. All right, bye-bye. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.